They called him Arlen Voss, a quiet factory worker from Minnesota who vanished on a snowy evening in 1985 after leaving his night shift early. Telling a coworker he felt pulled toward the woods like something was calling his name, and for 40 years the world forgot him. Until he walked back into town looking exactly as he did the night he disappeared. Same jacket, same boots, same untouched stubble, same old Polaroid photo still tucked into his pocket. He did not look 80 years old. He looked 40, the age he would have been in 1985. The first person to see him was a pair of locals stopping for fuel before work, who caught sight of Arlen wandering out of the tree line behind the Route 218 gas station, shivering and confused, asking why everything looked different and too bright. When the officer ran his ID, confusion turned to disbelief. The system flagged Arlen as legally dead since 1990. Hospitals confirmed his fingerprints, dental records, and DNA. There was no imposter. This was the real Arlen Voss, unchanged by time. When reporters tried to question him, Arlen offered only fragments. A bright flash, a ringing in his ears, a feeling of floating sideways instead of falling, and the overwhelming sense that he had been gone only a few hours at most. The government quietly moved him to a secure medical facility for testing, and what they uncovered shattered every timeline we take for granted. His cells showed zero biological aging, telomeres identical to a man in his mid-40s, metabolic systems functioning normally, but with one abnormality: trace radiation signatures not found in terrestrial environments. His internal clock, based on circadian hormone cycles, was offset by exactly 40 years, as if his body believed it was still 1985. Melatonin spikes matched the winter solstice night from the year he vanished. During interviews with specialists, Arlen repeatedly described a hum, a deep, rhythmic vibration he heard just before reappearing, one that he claimed came from inside the air itself. When asked what happened during the missing decades, he simply stared at the floor and said, "There were no decades. There wasn't even a minute." As investigations expanded, the last known location of Arlen's disappearance, the stretch of forest behind the old sawmill, was re-examined with modern instruments. Drones entering the woods experienced GPS drift, losing coordinate lock and shifting several meters off real-world mapping before stabilizing again. Magnetometers recorded sudden spikes as if the Earth's magnetic field folded around a central point. Wildlife cameras captured odd distortions resembling heat mirages, except these occurred in freezing temperatures. A local hunter came forward, claiming that for years he heard strange metallic echoes in that forest, like something heavy moving underground. The FBI opened a classified inquiry into what they labeled a temporal displacement candidate, one of only 3 known cases worldwide where a missing person returned without aging. Meanwhile, Arlen's family, now decades older than him, struggled to accept the impossible. His younger brother, now 72, broke down when he saw him, whispering, "You look exactly like the day we lost you." Arlen, visibly shaken, reportedly asked why his parents didn't come to see him, not knowing they had died in the 1990s. But the strangest moment came during a Syndes neurological exam, when Arlen reacted violently to a scanning frequency. As the machine emitted a faint pulse, he sat upright and shouted, "That's the sound, turn it off." He later explained that the hum from the forest before he vanished matched the oscillation he heard before returning, approximately 11 hertz, a frequency associated with geomagnetic anomalies and brainwave entrainment. Scientists now theorize he may have been caught in a rare natural phenomenon known as a localized time dilation pocket, something predicted only in extreme astrophysical environments, not forests in Minnesota. But the deeper they dug, the stranger it became. Satellite imaging from historical archives revealed that on the night Arlen disappeared, a brief, intense electromagnetic burst was recorded over that forest lasting only 0.7 seconds, strong enough to distort nearby radio towers. At the time, It was dismissed as equipment error. Today, its signature matches known patterns of temporary magnetic reconnection events, the same type detected near black holes and neutron stars. If such an event occurred on Earth, even for a fraction of a second, it could theoretically compress space-time locally, creating a bubble where time passes differently or stops altogether. Interviews with Arlen uncovered more unsettling details. He recalled walking into the woods, seeing a faint shimmering wall of light, and touching it. He expected to feel heat, but instead, everything went silent. He described floating weightlessly in a black-blue hallway where sound echoed like voices underwater. He felt watched. He felt measured. He felt like something was observing him from every direction at once. And then a flash, and he was lying in the snow again, except the snow was fresh and the world felt wrong. The stars in the sky looked slightly rearranged. When researchers compared star positions from 1985 to 2025, they found the minor shift Arlen described was accurate, something he could not have known. Government interest intensified. Arlen was transferred again, this time to an undisclosed facility. Leaked documents suggested scientists attempted controlled exposure tests by recreating the 11 Hz resonance he reacted to. During the third test, Arlen began convulsing, shouting, "It's opening again," before all monitoring equipment shut down simultaneously. When power returned, the room had dropped 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and a circular frost pattern appeared on the floor around him, as if energy had been drawn inward. Moments later, Arlen whispered, "They know where I am now." Officials denied all reports, but 2 lab technicians anonymously claimed they heard the same low hum Arlen described, rattling the metal fixtures in the building. The technicians were reassigned the next day. Outside the facility, surveillance cameras occasionally captured flickering streaks of light along the tree line, though analysts insist these are digital compression artifacts. But independent researchers analyzing the footage noted consistent geometric shapes: diamond, hexagon, diamond occurring at the same intervals, patterns eerily similar to Feynman diagrams used to model particles moving backward in time. By mid-2025, Arlen began experiencing temporal disorientation. Some days he believed it was still 1985. Other days he spoke about events that had not yet happened, as though he had dreams of the future detailing weather patterns, minor earthquakes, even sports outcomes with uncanny accuracy. Experts labeled these temporal memory echoes, theorizing that if Arlen had passed through a time-distorted region, his perception of linear time may never fully stabilize. But the most disturbing anomaly emerged when his EEG scans revealed periodic spikes that did not match human brainwave patterns. They matched electromagnetic bursts, recorded from deep space, specifically from repeating fast radio burst FRB 291A, cosmic signal scientists still cannot explain. Arlen's brainwaves were syncing with something far beyond Earth. When confronted, Arlen said, "They're trying to find me. They don't understand this place." Or maybe they do. On August 14th, 2025, Arlen vanished again. Security cameras captured him standing in his room at 2:03 a.m., staring at a corner where the air shimmered like heat above asphalt. The lights flickered, the hum returned, and for exactly 6 seconds, the camera feed distorted into static shaped like a spiraling tunnel. When the picture stabilized, Arlen was gone. In his place was a thin line of frost etched into the floor, identical to the circular pattern from earlier tests. His disappearance triggered national headlines, conspiracy theories, and an emergency press conference where officials claimed he had escaped, though footage proving otherwise leaked hours later. 2 days after Arlen vanished, sensors in the Minnesota forest detected another electromagnetic spike, the first since 1985. Search team found no trace of him, only a single footprint in fresh snow, facing the woods, not walking, but standing as if he had just reappeared for an instant. And then, as mysteriously as the first incident, the anomalies stopped. Today, Arlen Voss's case remains the most documented and baffling temporal disappearance in modern history. Did he stumble into a natural time rift? Was he taken somewhere outside our dimension and returned by forces unknown? Or did he experience a glitch in the universe, one that sometimes unpredictably opens and closes without warning? Whatever the truth, the man who returned without aging may have given us the first proof that time is not a straight line, but a looping maze full of doors we cannot see, and some doors do not lead back where we expect. And somewhere in the cold Minnesota woods, the hum still waits quiet, patient, searching for the next person who walks too far into the dark.